Loki season 2 episode 5, they just cannot miss. Like, we all know that Loki is the best MCU Disney Plus series, right? If you couldn't tell, I just got done watching episode 5 of season 2 of Loki, and we get to talk about it. Quick spoiler warning, I am going to be recapping the entire episode and give you my honest spoiler-filled thoughts of the episode. So if you're not trying to be spoiled, make sure you drop a like, follow, but come back after because I need to hear your thoughts. So we pick up immediately from that crazy cliffhanger ending last week, and no, the MCU is not dead, it's not reset. It looks like it's still there, or at least for the time being. Loki looks around and he's still there, but he's the only one there at the TVA, which is when he's like, not again, because he begins to time slip, which is when he makes his way over to the control room and stashes a nice little TVA handbook. But you're done, because this entire timeline is going to shit. It's shredded cheese now. But Loki time slips right before this timeline says, thank you for your service. And he time slips to various different branch timelines, starting off with 1962 San Francisco, where Casey is an inmate at Alcatraz trying to escape. He time slips to 2012 New York, where he sees Hunter B-15 as a doctor, right before time slipping again. And then we finally get it. We finally get Mobius on a jet ski. And it turns out in this branch timeline, he's the owner of a jet ski shop. I thought it was funny how he kind of match cutted one of those big inflatable fucking crazy things. He quickly goes to have a talk with Mobius and realizes that he doesn't remember anything. Before, you guessed it, time slipping once again. This time to 1994 Pasadena, California, where a variant of Obi lives. So no, he's not a variant of Kang. Those dumb theories are over. And of course, he time slips right in front of Obi in his office, which funny enough looks like his room in the TVA anyway. They have a nerdy talk about science fiction things since he is a big science fiction nerd. Obviously, he wants to know he can fix everything. And then Loki remembers, I still have that TVA handbook, and he gives it to Obi to learn from since he wrote it. Before, time slipping it again. Back to single father of two variant Mobius in a very creepy fashion. He tries to explain everything to Mobius again about how he's a part of the TVA, about how he loves jet skis. But this Mobius variant is like, hey bro, you just followed me home? Like, you're kind of creepy. That is until that variant of Obi shows up with a new tempad. Loki's like, how did you fix that so fast? He's like, I spent 18 months on it. I ruined my marriage for it. Time travel. And then he finally convinces Mobius that he has a greater purpose than just being here at home. In this timeline, they need to go save the TVA. And then he rounds up the rest of the gang, Casey, B-15, and essentially tells them the same thing. But there's one more person we got to get. And that's when he says, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. And begins to time slip in front of Sylvie. He's like, yeah, bro, you got some problems. Let's go to the bar to talk about it. And at the bar, they kind of have this morality of like, look, these are people that belong on this timeline. Stay out of it. They don't belong in the TVA. So when the bartender asks them what they want, and Loki has like an emotional moment where he says, I just want my friends back. And man, Tom Hiddleston, incredible performance. Well, I mean, what can we say? He's been doing this shit for like 10 plus years now. He's one of the OGs, and his performance throughout this series is chef's kiss. He lets out a, I don't want to be alone. I felt that. He just like me for real. And even with all this sadness, Sylvie's still like, look, I just can't agree with you. So she goes to her favorite shop to listen to some tunes. And I just really like the aesthetics of this camera work and just the entire cinematography. I mean, Loki's cinematography is incredible. And she's really feeling that music. But it'll be her last time feeling that music in this timeline because everything goes to shit. And this looks like something out of a horror movie. She reaches out to try to save him, but he turns into shredded cheddar cheese. And you can just see the horror in her eyes. She's like, damn. We really got to save the fucking TVA. As right before this entire timeline turns to shredded cheese, she walks away. This is a cold ass shot, by the way. I just like it. Back at Obi's office, Loki's like, look, I know I told y'all are important, but Sylvie's like, fuck y'all. Y'all belong in the timeline, so you're not important. They're all rightfully like, bro, you just told me I'm important. I came with you. What the hell? Let me go back home. And Sylvie comes back and is like, look, you can't go home because this shit's fucked. Everything is getting shredded. And then everyone in here starts getting shredded. And it was like watching the snap again. Everyone starts getting shredded. B-15, Mobius, finally Sylvie. And it was so heartbreaking to see Loki reach out with his arm. Just as you think he's about to get shredded, everything stops. And he notices he's the one controlling this. So it looks like he unlocks some type of newfound power. And then he rewinds a couple minutes earlier. And he's like, ah, yeah, I got this shit now. I can save us. The episode ends with him rewinding right to the moment when Victor Timely goes out right before he gets shredded. This episode was absolutely incredible. This entire season has been absolutely incredible, even though it is a snake eating its own tail. That's just how time works. So I'm guessing that Loki's gonna have to end up being the new He Who Remains, which is a popular theory that a lot of people have talked about. And I really like that. I cannot wait for the finale next week. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.